Hello again. As I said the other day, I am not in the least opposed to vaccinations, either for COVID-19 nor any other infectious disease. I think that vaccines have saved the lives of countless people and eradicated scourges such as smallpox, polio and TB. There is a but, though, and this is that I may be wrong about the view I hold on this matter. I hold my view tentatively and am always open to the possibility that I might be mistaken. Certainly, some of those commenting here seem to think that I am wrong, and who knows, maybe they have a point. Ironically, though, despite being such a supporter of vaccination, I have nevertheless been banned twice by YouTube for supposedly spreading medical misinformation on the subject. Among my friends are both fervent supporters of vaccination and also those who do not even have their children vaccinated against diseases such as rubella and meningitis. The chief difference which I have noticed between the two groups, both in real life and also online, is that one group seems to be more good-natured and easy-going about the opposing camp, while the ones who are in that camp seem to be furiously angry, indeed incandescent with rage a lot of the time. Now, you might think it would be those who supposedly have science on their side who would be the most cool and objective about any debates on this subject, and that the anti-vaxxers would all be foaming at the mouth and raving about the topic in an irrational way. But that's not at all how it seems to be. A few days ago I visited a young black woman whom I used to see a lot as a baby and young child. She now has a baby of her own and has not, despite the bullying of the health visitor, had her child vaccinated against childhood illnesses. She's not evangelical about this, and it only came to light because I actually asked her a direct question on the subject. She's quite happy for other mothers to have their kids inoculated against German measles and mumps and the rest of it, but simply doesn't want this done to her child. I might say that I disagree strongly with this point of view, but I didn't pursue it. What impressed me, though, was that she was quite casual about it, saw it as merely a personal choice. She had no desire at all to stop anybody else being vaccinated, nor did she feel the need to debate the subject, and so we passed on to something else. This was in stark contrast to the guy with whom I went to school, who came over to dinner yesterday evening. He is a really right-on Guardian reader, and he was almost apoplectic with rage about those who refuse vaccinations. He is in favour of compulsory vaccinations, sacking people who won't have them, and excluding children from school if their mothers won't have them vaccinated against childhood diseases. Not only was he very angry, there was not the slightest doubt in his mind that he was right about this subject. He was not only right, but wished to enforce his views on everybody else in the country. This is scary. I have never heard any anti-vaxxer express their view with such vehemence, or say that they wish to force people to adopt their own views against their wishes. I've noticed this trend elsewhere in debates on vaccination. I know through home educating circles quite a few people who refuse to have their children vaccinated, and all of them are perfectly reasonable and polite about it. On the other hand, those who do have their kids vaccinated tend to be angry about the subject, and one cannot really talk to them about it without ill feeling arising. Even asking questions makes them angry. As I say, I'm firmly in the pro-vaccination camp in most areas, but I have no idea if I'm right about this. But it is without doubt true that the anti-vaxxers tend to be more libertarian, And it is those in favour of vaccinations who are more authoritarian and in favour of coercion. For my own part, I always remember Cromwell's law, as it's called informally. Some viewers might be aware that when Cromwell was in a religious dispute with some Scottish people, he sent them a message saying, "I beseech ye in the bowels of Christ, think it possible ye are mistaken." That principle, always remembering that you may be wrong about something, however strongly you feel it, is of enormous importance, and it acts to discourage extremism and authoritarian tendencies. As long as we are aware that whatever our views are, however sufficiently strong the grounds we hold them, we might be wrong, as long as we feel that way, we won't be too vehement and emphatic in our views, and we'll always concede that it might be the other fellow who is right and not us. I think that other people I've talked to have noticed this about the vaccination enthusiasts and the anti-vaxxers. So I don't think it's just my own personal observations here.